is up, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people of the Crasher community? How are you guys doing today? We're back with a new video on the channel. Thank you very much for tuning on in, you absolute legends. And once again, we are back to discuss Pokemon Go. Let's waste no more time and let's get into today's topic. So what we have here is on the Pokemon Go Hub, we have an article that is titled, Niantic Talks Avatar Update Hints at More Changes to Come. In a recent interview with Eurogamer, Michael Steranka, Niantic's game director, shared an interesting update on the wildly criticized Avatar system update. The new character customization system has launched as part of the Rediscover Pokemon Go promotional campaign, which introduced biomes and the new AR mode as well. Unlike biomes, the Avatars update has faced severe backlash, with players revolting against androgynous-looking characters, the wide number of bugs, and the plain ugliness of the new avatars. Niantic has already acknowledged the community feedback on new avatar system, but we still haven't had any substantial commitment to further change, at least until now. Mr. Steranka shared the following when asked about the Avatar's update criticism and what the company plans to do about it. Niantic says this is the beginning of Avatar updates. Feedback to the character creator update this year was mixed. Are there still changes you'd like to make there? Steranka, absolutely. We knew that that was going to be a challenging one for us. Players have grown to love their avatars for the past 7.5 years, and anytime you change something like that, there's a lot of risk involved. Some people might not be happy with that, whereas others might appreciate us responding to the feedback over the years from players who felt our avatar system was outdated and that they didn't feel like they could represent themselves like they can in other games. We definitely saw a lot of feedback that players felt like it still didn't match what they were hoping for. The team has been hard at work at looking at that feedback, and we've already made some updates and adjustments. Things like improving the different body proportions that you can have and different skin tones. But I would say it's just the start. We want to continue adding more to the feature, making it more diverse. My goal is for every single player in the world to really feel they can be represented in Pokemon Go. The other thing I would just share on this front is just how technically challenging that feature was for us to bring out into the market, because we have this backlog of different avatar items and articles and clothing and poses, and those were all designed for two very specific form factors. Taking those dozens and hundreds of avatar items and applying it to much more customizable characters was very, very tricky for us. But we have seen the feedback and have already been making some adjustments, and we have more to come. Our commentary. As we said before, Pokemon Go's avatar change somehow managed to offend almost everyone who cared, and that needs to be addressed. Both male and female characters look outlandish, bloated, disproportionate, and strange. Niantic's decision to overhaul the system is probably a great in technical terms, and as developers and engineers ourselves, we understand the technical challenges behind this change. However, it must be said that players have been very understanding of the bugs that came with this update and focused their feedback on what they consider to be the core problem: the new avatars don't look good. We do hope that Niantic stays true to what they are saying here and that they do fix the avatars. Okay, so what I have to say to all of this is that the answer that Michael Steranka gave us is pretty underwhelming, to say the very least. Now, don't get me wrong, I am all for diversity and inclusion, as well as understanding of the technical issues that can come about in a game when you make a major change. But it doesn't change the fact that this update was, in my opinion, deservedly poorly received, because not only was it rushed, and there were many, and I mean many, issues with the avatars post-update, but it's also ironic how this was done in the name of diversity, yet excluding the male and female genders from the avatar options is pretty damn contradicting. Now, why I say that this answer is underwhelming is because it's a case where none of the problems were actually specified, acknowledged, or addressed, such as the avatars lacking shape in some cases, having the avatar items clip through the avatar itself and making it look even more like an abomination, and also, most importantly, feeling like this was not beta tested before release, and as if the player base themselves was the audience to beta test it. I say that because if it was actually properly beta tested, you'd think that this update would have way less issues in comparison, but that's not the case. This update was half-baked at best and fucking raw at absolute worst. Hell, it should have never even left the damn kitchen. Now, I'm not the only one that has something to say when it comes to the Michael Steranka interview, because we take a look, we have ourselves some pretty mixed reactions from various members of the community, and oh boy, there are definitely some things that need to be pointed out here. So we have Arcade Guy 781 saying, I have nothing against diversity, but wouldn't that include people with disabilities? Hypocrisy at its finest, in brackets, remote raid nerf. As for the avatars, they are okay, but they need more work. They still don't look realistic for different body types. Also, facial hair and bald heads need to be added. VG Mike 7 replies, honestly, I just want them to bring back the option of us having a gender. You can't say that they are all about diversity and inclusion when they literally remove the option for us to identify as a male or female. That's not inclusion, that's exclusion. Hypocrisy much? Film Vlogs says, here's my 2 cents. The avatars currently are still horrible, and if they change it, Niantic's approach with the avatar system is going to be a different design than what we wanted. I'm not confident with this next change, but we can always voice to the voiceless that 2016 avatars are the best looking avatars we want back in return. Let's not give up hope. And here's the thing. While the avatars aren't super 10 out of 10, bombshells or anything like that, let's make it abundantly clear that they at least had defining features that would identify either as a male or female. And having other ways to identify an individual is definitely welcomed. Just don't take away options when it comes to how one identifies themselves. Maria says, I used to love dressing up my avatar and spent time and money on it. Now things I bought don't look good anymore and I just hide it with bad clothes to pretend it doesn't even exist. I dislike this update so much, I even been playing less and less because of it. And what we have here is an image, which I'm going to guess is sort of like the before and after when it comes to the avatars update. On the left, we have ourselves the before, and on the right, we have ourselves the after, and the visual differences are night and day, to say the least. Now, while I am very critical of Niantic, and in my opinion, rightfully so, as are a lot of other people for very good reasons, I am going to maintain the fairness and open-mindedness when it comes to the updates and the future of Pokemon Go, because hey, who knows? One can hope that things will get better, and maybe, just maybe, by a miracle, things will get better, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Then again, seeing how Niantic loves to repeat history when it comes to making bad decisions, pissing off their fanbase lashes back and gives them proper feedback gets ignored, and the bad decisions are further tripled down and defended, rinse and repeat. The same thing happened with remote raids, and it looks like the same thing may in fact happen with the avatars. But who knows? I could be very well wrong here, and for all intents and purposes, I hope I am proven wrong here. But with that being said, that is it here for the video, and these right here are just my own thoughts and opinions. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions? Do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree with my takes? And what do you guys think overall when it comes to what we talked about here in this video? I always love to hear back from you amazing legends in the comments down below. And that's it for the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, you beautiful people. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and remember to always stay humble. I'll see you guys next time.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.